All right, welcome everybody to March 12th, Tuesday, 7 o'clock. I called the meeting to order. I have regrets from Trustee Lawson and Vice Chair Tomaszewski. We don't have anything on first in-camera session, do we? No. I'd like to do the Treaty Land acknowledgement.
Right. We have to acknowledge Lindsay on Zoom.
Oh, yes, right. So we have regrets from Trustee Lawson, Vice Chair Tomaszewski, and we have a trustee on Zoom tonight, Trustee Lindsay Anderson. Thank you for that. You can be my deputy vice chair tonight. Thank you. We acknowledge that we are signatories of Treaty 5 and that we reside in the traditional territory of the Nissitchewayasee Cree Nation. The school district of Mystery Lake is located in the community of Thompson in the province of Manitoba. Manitoba is located on the traditional and ancestral lands of the Nihito Innu Cree, Denisulim, Dene, Métis, Inuit, Asininu, Oji-Cree, Anishinaabe, Ojibwe, and Dakota Oyata, Dakota nations. The school district of Mystery Lake remains committed to honoring treaties in the spirit of truth and reconciliation. We are all treaty people. Can I have someone move that we accept the agenda from this week? Trustee Young, did you want to make an amendment?
Not yet.
No, not yet. Oh, because that's the next one. Okay. Can I have a seconder for the approval of the agenda? Trustee Humby, all those in favor? Oh, Trustee Sharker?
Business from previous board meeting. So if we go to our last meeting minutes, the board meeting minutes 13.1.3. So it's supposed to be come to this agenda because the issue did not solve. 13. If you go to our meeting minutes,
Yeah.
13.1.3.
Are you talking about the minutes or the agenda?
The minutes item must be come to the because this is the item. It's supposed to be from the previous board
Oh, did we
meeting.
share something for this?
I think, was there something tabled?
Or did we table something?
I wasn't here last meeting.
Say again,
13.1.3.
13.1.3?
Yes.
Oh, the board evaluations. Oh, I did not do that. No, we were going to talk in policy committee first, were we not?
But usually when any agenda
Okay.
discussed and it did not give any solution,
Okay.
and put it so it's
Table
supposed to
it.
come from the previous board meeting.
Okay. So that's business arising from the last meeting?
The chairperson, Warner Brown, reached out to MSBA for the evaluation models and parameters.
Uh-huh. I was thinking that we were going to discuss the policy first, and then I was going to do that.
The motion reads you were gonna go to MSBA.
Yeah, so it has not been done yet. So do you want to put on this agenda?
I want to keep it.
Keep it,
continuous.
yeah, so it doesn't disappear. No, that's fair. Okay. We'll put that as item,
Before we prepare the next meeting agenda, I'll confirm that you've got that item
okay,
to report on.
okay, sounds good. I did think we were going to talk, I said last week, I want to recall that I said I was going to wait until we were policy committee, get some ideas, and then I was going to reach out. So yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so let's add that tonight as item number, where should we put that, Kelly? Previous for item number 7? Business from previous board meeting. Okay, sounds good. Any other discussions? Yeah, go ahead.
You were going to add for the
Oh, I
in-camera.
also have something to add to the second in camera. Item number 4. I don't need to list what it is, do I? No. Okay. Good. Anything else we're gonna do for this agenda? It's getting longer.
Yeah, actually, if I'm actually opposed to of this agenda,
Okay,
I asked for something to be publicly on the public agenda and it was not added.
okay, so do you want to move that?
Pardon?
You're talking about the item number from the second in camera. Are you moving that we move that to public?
Yeah,
Okay. Is there a seconder? I'm not seeing a seconder, so that's a fail. Nope. It's staying in camera. Any other discussions before we vote on the acceptance of the agenda? Okay. Nope. All those in favor? Trustee Anderson?
no, I'm opposed.
Okay. 3 in favor, 1 opposed. Carried. Okay, the adoption of the minutes. We have in front of us the adoption of the minutes from last meeting. Can I have someone move that we, Trustee Sharker, seconder? Trustee Humby? Yeah. Discussion? Yeah, what you got?
We need to move that we remove, section 2.1.1 because these in-camera agendas should not appear on these minutes.
Okay. So if you look at the agenda or the minutes from last meeting, at 2.1 in camera,
2.1.1 is, there were in-camera minutes
Okay.
added to the out-of-camera.
okay, I
So
see.
those should be stricken from out-of-camera.
Okay,
And also, there's a resolution that, at the end, item 17, is it? Sorry. Item 17, there was a vote, which was an in-camera vote, and it's showing that, Chair Warner Brown abstained from the vote. It should be stricken because we're not showing the vote.
okay. Yeah, I see that. 17.1, Chairperson Warner Brown abstained from the voting. Yeah, that does not need to be on the record. Yeah. Any other comments on the approval of the agenda? Anything else need to be amended?
Minutes.
Minutes? Sorry, yeah. Okay, good. All those in favor? You good?
Actually,
Oh.
just wait, I couldn't find the unmute button. For the chairperson being abstained from the voting,
Yes.
I was the one that asked for that to be in the minutes. Because he did abstain from voting.
Yeah, I did not vote. That's true.
But the vote took place in camera. It shouldn't be in,
No, it didn't. We had a resolution to vote on when we came out of camera. He abstained from it, and everyone else voted. The vote was not in camera.
But if the vote's not
The
being
vote was when
recorded,
we, pardon?
go ahead.
Trustee Anderson, the vote wasn't called for to be recorded, so the abstention wouldn't be recorded. That is why the abstention is being stricken, because the vote itself was not recorded.
Yeah, no one else's vote was recorded.
That's the logic.
Yeah, but then it looks like he actually voted when he didn't.
But the vote wasn't recorded, so we know no votes. We just know that the motion was carried.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why it's being stricken?
The only reason it's being stricken is because we didn't record the vote.
Okay. That makes
Okay.
Trustee Sharker?
My opinion is to keep the USW grievance hearing into the current minutes. The reason, because we put this on the agenda, this was revised on the 27th February. So here we are not putting what is the decision we made, just the outcome.
We just want the outcome.
This item of 211 was actually the format for the agenda in camera, and we do not include the items spoke of in camera on, so that's why that's being removed. That's the request for it. Otherwise, we would have all of our in-camera agenda items appearing in our minutes, and they don't appear. It's just the votes after.
Okay, good. Any other comments before we do the vote? Okay, all those in favor? Trustee Anderson?
Of the minutes as amended?
Yes.
Yes, I'm in favor.
Okay, good. Carry. Thanks, everybody. Item number 6, delegation presentations, none. Business from previous board meeting. Okay, we've added that item. Business from the previous board meeting is relating the topic that Trustee Sharker had mentioned regarding the trustee self-evaluations. My understanding from last meeting is that when Angel came back, we were going to meet as a policy committee and then discuss it, and then I was going to reach out to MSBA. So I've not done that yet. But that's good. I think we do need to keep it on the table as it's an important issue. So can we table that again for the next meeting? Okay. I should have moved that first. Can we move that we, move it? Seconder? Trustee Young? And that's what I'll do. Is that okay? Okay. All those in favor? Good. Trustee Anderson?
Yep, I'm in favor.
Okay. And Angel, next time we meet, can we talk about that on the agenda?
Certainly.
Yeah.
I mean, I gave you guys
You did.
one that was
And
a while back.
yeah,
Maybe be able to direct.
I think that
Robust. than
the
that.
sense of the last meeting is that we wanted something more change and robust. Yeah.
I know that resulted, quite some time ago there was an ad hoc committee.
I think we just want to talk about what we would like, and then we'll refer to Janice, and then we'll get something more detailed. Yeah. Good. Okay, number 8, Superintendent of Human Resources and Policy Report.
I provided you with a written report. Just kind of some things I'd like to highlight. I just want to congratulate Riverside School for all of their work around the Festival de Voyageur. They did,
Super good.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, I had the opportunity to go there and make some pancakes one morning for breakfast, and they really go all out. They organize a really, really good little festival. And then, of course, the kids got to travel to Winnipeg and go to the festival as well. So,
I heard they had some bus trouble, did they?
yeah, it was late leaving in the morning. Yeah, they didn't get away. So they were supposed to get away at 9, and they didn't get away till quite late. So, I attended the career fair at the University of Manitoba. We got a lot of business. We had probably over 70 people, not interviews, but 70 people hit the booth. We had some good swag. We're giving away chocolate bars and bags of candy and you name it. When we got there, we only had about two interviews scheduled. We ended up with 7. So of those 7 right now, 2 have accepted positions. 1 immersion, so that's good. 2 are kind of on the fence, so we're still working on that. They actually know a few people that teach here, so I've kind of set those people up with them to try to drum up a bit of business. I got 2 people out of my recruitment fair from North Bay that are kind of on the fence too, are super interested. I mean, it's early, so I think everyone's kind of playing that, I'll see what else is out there, but yeah, and I know this year we have because we don't have a lot of kids it's coming out of UCN graduating, but we do have, I think, 4 or 5 placements out of Brandon University here, which is which we haven't had for quite some time. Most of those students are local, so they'll come back and student teacher, and I think some of those ones will be interested in
Do
staying.
you think a lot of those students are local?
Yeah, they are. I know. I've seen the list of names. They're all local.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they're coming here. They were attending University in Brandon, coming here. I mean, sometimes if it's your last placement, you let your apartment go, you come home, you do your student teaching, and then, those kind of things. I participated in a professional development session referred to as being trauma aware. It's making a difference in the lives of children and youth through the Luna Child and Advocacy Center out of Alberta. The program was developed to provide all the participants with an overview and a refresher on the topic of trauma-informed practices. The topics included childhood maltreatment and trauma, the impact of trauma on brain development, impacts of trauma, and building foundations for resilience and recovery. The course had some really engaging excerpts from the Sheldon Kennedy documentary, so I think he was pretty involved in the development of this. There was a huge amount of stakeholders. It was online. It was probably about 4 hours long, and it was kind of in modules. Yeah, it was good. I decided to take that just as a follow up. I had taken threat and risk assessment. It was like VITRA, violent threat and risk assessment, and they talked a lot about in that training about being trauma informed and knowing where the kids are coming from, and knowing how trauma impacts kids and why their behaviors, sometimes are violent and pose a threat to others. So. I have a retirement. Catherine Thera has submitted her letter of retirement effective the 5th of April. Ms. Thera has started her career with the district in 2007, and she's worked at Juniper, and she's retiring from her EA position at Artie Parker. So we wish Catherine all the best in what the future holds.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, and that's all I have. Are there any questions?
Any questions for the superintendent? No? Trustee Anderson, any questions? Hearing none?
Sorry, no, it's hard to find the but
No problem. Item number 9, Superintendent of Educational Services and Programming Report.
I've provided my report. Had a number of meetings over the last couple of weeks, but I just want to highlight two fun activities I got to do for I Love to Read Month. I was able to go into Ms. Paycheck's class at Wapanet Community School and read to the students there, and I also had a chance to get into Ms. Hardigan's class over at Westwood and read to her classes. These are two students teachers who were students last year with the Keenanow program, and just wanted to follow up with them to see how they're doing. And,
Do you know what the two of them have in common?
they're Keenanows.
They both sat through lectures of Hank Warner.
Oh,
Yeah. So
And-
they're veterans.
They're wonderful. So yeah, those were highlights for me to be able to get in to do some I Love to Read activities. I included February's attendance. Nothing too major. There's a few that are higher than the year before. Nothing glaring, but I will bring to your attention the number of students who transferred into the district just for the month of February was 40. Last year we had 59. Number of students who transferred out for February was 43, which is an increase from 25 from the year before. So those numbers will have some impact in school numbers. I've attached the article that was written for the Mass Journal. Wanted to highlight the work that's been happening with our families, mostly to do with our community schools. For the last 3 years, we've had summer programming, so we thought it was time to celebrate that. So the article was co-authored with Kaylin Weber, who is our literacy support, Kelly Tate, who is our numeracy support, and myself. The journal will be released in the spring, and I just want to thank Forrest and Ruth and Tiffany for letting us use their pictures. Those are some of the families that we've been working with. And Mequon, who actually took the lead on the giveaway that we had at one of our land-based ceremonies. So yeah, good work happening there. The school leadership framework has been released and 3 sessions were provided to school leaders. The session I attended showed great support for the document. The framework document has been created with Dr. Stephen Cates, Dr. Jordan Tinney, and other notable education leaders. I was fortunate enough to be on the advisory team. The premise of the school leadership focuses on 3 priority areas of leadership, disposition, and focus. So it does put students at the center of learning, which is really, really important. The document is meant to aid in self-reflection, to guide professional development, and to promote learning for school leaders. And there will be a provincial forum happening in May. Jonathan Wombolt and I will be attending. We were only given 2 seats. I think it's based on number of schools. So it's by invite only. So we'll be attending that. I believe it's May 25th.
Is that going to be U of M or?
No, I'm not sure where the event is going to be. Probably at the Victoria would be my guess. Westwood School and Wapanet Community School have both hired Kookums. This is part of the Elders and Traditional Knowledge Keepers grant. So I just want to welcome Matilda and Charlotte Sloan. We look forward to hearing about their times in the schools. And both have been involved in our school division or district for a number of years. Matilda's a retired teacher out of our district, and Charlotte Sloan has provided years and years of support to the breakfast program at Wapanuck. So it's nice to have her now on staff helping.
Was she the lady that was with Hilda Fitzner at the community supper? That she was trying to get her to take the position?
Oh, that might be so.
I'm not sure. Probably if she was.
Good memory.
Yeah, yeah. So Charlotte's been she's been at Wapanuck School for many, many years as a volunteer. So we've received some information on the nutrition plan, shared that at our education and programming committee meeting. So Abby might be sharing, Trustee Humby may be sharing some of that information. I'll be starting to work with the principals on that. And we had Transition Book Club last night. Not as many students as we were hoping for. The first time we had 25 students. Last night we had 5 students, but those that were there were, wanting to be there. So it was a good evening. And just lastly, if you have a look there, April 4th, the Assistant Deputy Minister of Indigenous Excellence in Education, Jackie Connell, and Deputy Minister O'Leary will be here on April 4th for half a day to spend with the district. So
In the second half of the day or the first half?
it'll be the first half of the day. And I will be, they're interested in Indigenous education in the district, so I'll be spending some time with them on that, and then we're going to do a school tour. And then I'm going to have lunch with the Frontier superintendent, and they're going to go with the Frontier superintendent. Then I believe they might actually be heading over to UCN.
Oh,
I think. Don't quote me on that one, but
cool.
yeah. And that's my report.
Let me know closer if they do end up going to UCN. That'd be interesting. Super. Any questions for the superintendent?
Actually, I have a question, Lori.
Yeah.
Are trustees allowed to attend the meeting with the minister?
No, he's strictly here to look at programming.
Okay, that was it.
Okay, if you have any questions though, you can send them to me and I will gladly ask. But because it's only a half a day, it's going to be, we're going to be here for part of it. He's going to get into my vehicle. I'm going to have a tour of the community. I want them to see the distance for some of our students, how far they have to walk. And then I'll be taking up to one of the schools. So I see us being in a school for maybe 30 to 40 minutes. So there's not going to be a lot of time.
When he comes to UCN, is that to visit with Takina now, or oh, you don't know when?
I might have made that up.
No, I'll ask my dad. Make Hank do the little chases. It's good.
Sorry.
That's okay. No, I'm just curious. Item number 10, Secretary Treasurer's Report.
Circulated in your board packages this evening is the check register for the month of February. Included in the expenditures tonight for accounts payable are payroll-related items of $1,551,385.89. Our expenditures for the month of February included total accounts payable of $2,564,233.11, teacher payroll of $2,101,963.37, and support payroll of $849,493.10. Bring forward the recommendation for the expenditures for February 2024 in the total amount of $5,515,689.58 be approved.
Can I have a mover for that? Trustee Humby, seconder? Trustee Young? Any discussion before we vote? No? All those in favor? Oh, go ahead.
10. So what is this for R.D. Parker building construct? What is this? This is the,
On the check register?
okay, you check registers.
RDPC engines?
Yeah, on the check register.
Pardon me?
The check register, so.
Yeah, on the check register, there was $6,884 purchased through Princess Auto. That was to purchase small engines for the use at R.D. Parker in the classroom for the students to practice on the most recent equipment. The motors that we had were aged and they needed replacing.
Thank you.
Good. All those in favor? Trustee Anderson?
Yeah, I'm in favor.
Okay, carry.
Looking at the expenditures year to date, as of March 6th, we are 61.2% through the school year. Expenses continue to track well at 58%. Our expenditures year to date as of March 6th, $26,919,634. The financial dashboard has no significant changes at this time. The undesignated surplus for June 30th, our forecast remains the same at $1,621,550, still below the provincial limit of 4%. Breakfast and snack programs, as of March 6th, we have a 35% year-to-date spend. We have $179,948 in breakfast snack program funding, and we have expended $63,159 at this time.
Any questions on that? Super. Okay, moving on to item number 11, new business. We have in front of us the budget for the coming new fiscal year, 11.1. The 2024-2025 budget is being brought forward for approval. If you remember, 2 weeks ago on the Wednesday, we had a public meeting and we presented that to the public. This budget is balanced without the use of operating surplus funds. Revenue totals of $50,451,474. The notice of tax requirements requested the City of Thompson for 2024 in the amount of $9,172,281 has increased at 3%, which is $267,279 from the municipal taxation requested in 2023. The recommendation we have in front of us is that the 2024-2025 budget with operating expenditures of $50,186,474 and capital expenditures of $265,000 be approved. Can I have someone move that we discuss this? Trustee Young, seconder. Trustee Sharker. Is there any discussion about the budget?
I just wanted to ask them they couldn't attend the public meeting. Is there any questions or concerns from the public at the meeting?
There was a few questions regarding clinicians and resourcing of the clinicians over the last 10 to 12 years. We had discussed that we are looking at a service delivery model, bringing in contracting services. We're finding more successful and able to deal with more student files than our current FTEs are able to manage. Was there any other questions?
I think the biggest question came from, sorry, I can't remember her name, but she was asking about the nutrition program.
Oh, right, yes. So we had just rolled out that we were receiving 1.1 million for nutrition program, and they were looking if that was going to be additional strains on existing staff and what have you. We're not anticipating that at this time, and we are just moving forward, gathering plans from each individual school because it will be school-based focused. It is to expand existing, and there is a division between equipment, supplies, and staffing. Until we receive the school programs, we won't have the exact details of that, but it was good news to get that additional funding to address food insecurity.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
Kelly.
I think that hit everything, eh? Was there anything else that we left out? I think that's good. Yeah, I think so. Okay, any other discussion before we vote? All those in favor? Trustee Anderson?
Yeah, I'm in favor.
Okay, all those in favor, ayes have it. Item number 12, correspondence. Manitoba School Boards Association, we have a newsletter there in front of us. Let me scan quickly. The Manitoba School Leadership Framework is there with a link. We talked about that in committee tonight. That's the document, the Manitoba School Leadership Framework. If you want to go read that on your own, that's going to become an important document in the next couple of years. Yeah. Also, regarding the Manitoba School Boards Association, we have the convention next week, so that'll be nice to go and meet with our colleagues in Winnipeg. Okay, 13, committee reports, policy.
Actually,
Go
I
ahead.
have a question.
Yep.
On the e-bulletin, it talks about Manitoba Health and Safety Week launch. Does the school district do anything for the employees for the Health and Safety Week? And like extra training or something for the employees?
Good question. Do we? No.
We do have, with regards to safety and health specific training, there is asbestos awareness training coming up for all of our facilities department at the end of the month. And first aid training is also coming through to ensure that there's additional first aid responders within each location. We had met the minimum requirements of 2 per each site, but now we're on our second round, so we're going to be adding additional responders at each school. That's through the Workplace Safety and Health Committee.
Okay, thanks.
Back in the day, sometimes when I was in Thunder Bay, or in Thompson, no, in Nelson House, oh, so many different years. Nelson House, we tried to do it where every teacher was certified in first aid. But that's a difficult mandate to keep up. Is such a thing possible? That's a difficult one. But would that be an aspirational kind of a thing? To have every teacher certified with a first aid certificate? Is such a thing possible? How
I mean,
do you need to do now to keep up? Every 2 years?
Every 3
every 3.
and it's a two full day
It's a
course.
2 full day.
Yeah.
That's where we struggle, is the 2 full days.
Exactly, and then.
Because
we don't
then
have-
you could be encroaching on a weekend,
Yeah.
and
And we don't have the substitute support. We do have, like, with that being said, we do have our own in-house trainers.
Yeah.
Like, there's a few that are certified trainers at the high school. They actually teach a first aid
they're
course.
the one that's doing the workplace safety.
Yeah.
Okay. But always on volunteer basis.
Yeah. Well, you'd be surprised at how many people actually keep up their first aid.
It's an important.
For other reasons, right? They may coach hockey, they may do other
Sure.
things within the community. So we didn't you do a bunch with EAs there recently? When was that one? Last year or the year before? They did first aid training.
Custodial stuff.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, but we do also, our mature students have all received the first aid training. And we also have the WEVIS, we have the team now, the train the trainers.
Yeah.
And actually tomorrow afternoon, we are looking at how we're gonna roll out the WEVIS training with our EAs. So,
Oh
yeah, and that's working with violent behaviors.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, we are doing things.
Nice to build up the capacity.
Yeah, again, we talked about the limitations of only having 3 professional development days because of the 2 days with the MTS PD Day and the requirements between treaty education and the framework for learning and people's own professional development around literacy and numeracy. Like there is a limit. So.
Because I bet you a lot of people don't know how to use those defibrillators either. The ones that you see on the wall, the defibrillators for the heart attack.
AEDs.
Just have to read. It's very straightforward when you take them off. You open it up and it reads you the
And our
instructions.
staff,
Yeah.
actually, we go through,
Yeah.
there's a training video that, I know at each staff meeting, they've reviewed the training videos as well.
requirements.
Yeah. Okay, cool. No, it was a good question. Safe and healthy. Yeah, I think that's an important thing. Thank you, Trustee Anderson. Good point. Yep, absolutely. Good. Committee reports. 13.1, Policy Committee. Yeah. But at that next meeting, we'll talk about those evaluations. Yeah, absolutely. 13.2, Education and Programming Committee.
The Education and Programming Committee met today at 5 p.m. Some of the topics discussed were the career development position, which remains vacant. $50,000 has been received in a grant related to career development. Career Trek has a program called Exploring the World of Possibilities. So Career Trek has offered to provide programming to 25 students in grades 7 and 8 at Wampanoag and Deerwood schools. So they will be offering career-focused programming such as mining, science, trades, engineering, etc. Also included will be a field trip to Valet for those students who participate in that program. There is work being done related to the nutrition program. So all schools will be allocated money to implement nutrition programs. 65% of the provincial funding must be spent on food and beverage. The remaining funds can be spent on staffing and equipment requirements. There continues to be work done related to the alternate programming proposal from Artie Parker, as well as the junior high program. The Framework for Learning group of 5 staff are working on a plan to be able to educate staff on the framework, so there's work being done on that. And lastly, treaty education for all staff will take place on October 15th. And our next meeting will be determined.
Sounds good.
Any questions?
Any questions? Trustee Anderson, do you have any questions for Trustee Humby?
No, I was in Tennessee.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It'd been a very long day. Trustee Anderson is on the committee. Okay, 13.3, Public Relations Committee. Oh, Vice Chair, we'll table that. Okay. 13.4, Finance and Property Committee. That's Trustee Lawson, so we'll table that for next. They were not able to meet tonight anyway, so that's fine.
Our next meeting is just before our next board meeting, April the 9th, 5 p.m.
Okay. Any other committees want to report?
I can provide a brief update on the AHEC committee.
Yeah.
So the AHEC committee met on March 11th. I, however, had to send my regrets and was unable to attend the meeting. But just based on the minutes from the meeting included, were just that there was some work being done on the event planning. So like I had previously mentioned, we're in the works of planning a youth forum to be able to kind of go through some of the important issues that were addressed through the youth behavior survey. So there's been a subcommittee that's formed to just do some of the planning of that particular event. So far there have been 10 topics that have been identified for discussion at the forum. The forum is being held on April 25th at the Mamaweetuck Friendship Center. So the 10 topics to be discussed include body image, bullying, sleep tech and activities, anxiety, depression, suicidal ideation, sexuality, abuse, vaping, and sexting. So there will be a facilitator at each station, and the youth will be given activation questions. We are hoping to have some door prizes and swag bags, as well as a catered lunch for the students. And there will also be equitable representation of students from each grade level and school. Our next AHEC meeting has been scheduled for April 17th at 9 a.m.
Any questions? All good. Well, thank you so much.
Actually, the pension committee has a meeting tomorrow, so I'd be able to report on that next board meeting.
Okay, super. Super. Trustee comments already? That can't be right. What have we missed? Okay, say again? No, we're good. Trustee comments. Trustee Sharker.
So I'm going to attend the MSB Annual Convention 2024. This will be held in March 21st and 22nd. We are trying to be vocal in this convention to keep our board active and show what we are doing here. And we are willing to learn something, new experience, which will be shared to this convention from other school districts or boards.
Super. Trustee Happy.
I just wanted to mention that I had attended the Festival de Voyageur Gallery Walk on February 22nd. I thoroughly enjoyed the academic and artistic talents that were on display from the students, and I kind of echo what Angèle said. Like it's really impressive to see all of the exciting events that the school puts together for Festival de Voyageur. I know the students love it, and I know the staff go through a lot of work, so it's definitely appreciated. Secondly, I was able to watch the Norman Parkland Honor Band concert that was live streamed on March 10th, and I just wanted to say that I was really impressed with the musical talent, and just want to say thank you again to all of the staff involved who worked hard to make the trip and the entire event possible for the students. And that's it.
Super. Trustee Young. Deputy Vice Chair.
Not a lot to say, just we're coming up to spring break. We won't meet again before that, so hopefully everybody will have a good spring break and a good Easter, which concludes spring break. So be safe on the highways. I'm sure people will be traveling.
Good. Trustee Anderson?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to Burntwood School and Riverside School for the invite to judge the science fair. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend this year. Hopefully the invites will be extended again next year, and hopefully I'll be able to judge the provincials, possibly a fair in Thompson.
The regional is here, and I'll put an all call out before, I think it's the week when we get back from the Friday, Saturday after March break, but I can't remember exactly what the date was. We changed it. But we are hosting the regional,
Yeah.
we will be hosting the regional science fair here in Thompson.
Oh, super.
Yep.
Okay. Wonderful.
Awesome.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Yeah. Go ahead.
And that's it. And just to echo what Trustee Young said, just have fun and be safe over spring break.
Super. Yeah, I mean, I echo my colleagues. I had also a wonderful night that night, Thursday evening at the Riverside for the Voyageur Festival. There was pea soup and bread and singing and dancing and everything to be had. It was a wonderful night. And I had a really good night last night with the Superintendent Henderson at the Artie Parker for the book club. Nice to see even those small numbers. I think next time we get more, it's so dependent on the weather and the season. But it's just to see the young people come out and try to engage with books. I'm a big fan of books, and whatever gets the young people, talking about books, it's always good in my. And hopefully the next one, I've invited the students and the staff to come to UCN, and maybe we'll go to the UCN library and have a little book club at the first floor of the UCN, and they get to see. What the big building behind our high school is. They've probably all seen the hockey side. Maybe they've never seen the educational side. You know what I mean? Yeah, that will be fun. I think they'll like that. Yeah, super. Thank you so much, everybody. Questions from the public? Paul? No? Okay, can I have someone move that we go into second in camera? Trustee Sharker, seconded by Trustee Humby. All those in favor? Or do we have to vote on that? Yeah, we do. To go. Good. Yeah, we'll do it in 5 minutes. Meet in 5 minutes back, folks. All those in favor? Yeah, Trustee Anderson, you good? Yep, 5 minutes? Okay, 5 minutes, folks.